Hello my dear students, welcome to Rishikul Online School. Let's continue chapter 3 of history, that is the Delhi Sultans. Dear students, this is the third module of this chapter, and in this module we shall study about the impact of Mongol invasions on Delhi Sultanate. So let's begin with a question. How did the Sultans control and consolidate such a vast kingdom? Dear students, the consolidation and control of a vast kingdom needs reliable governors and administrators. The early Delhi Sultans trained special slaves called bandagan, who were purchased for military services. They were trained to hold important political offices. Military commanders were also appointed as governors of territory of varying size called iktas, and the holders of iktas were called iktadars or muktis. They were responsible for leading military campaigns, maintaining law and order in iktas, and for collecting revenue in lieu of their duties services. Dear students, accountants were also appointed by the states to check the amount of revenue collected by the muktis. Under Alauddin Khalji, the state brought the assessment and collection of land revenue under its control. Let's talk about the impact of the Mongol invasions on the Delhi Sultanate. Dear students, the northeastern part of Iran, Transoxiana, was invaded by the Mongols under Genghis Khan in the year of 1219, and soon after they attacked the Delhi Sultanate also. During the reign of Alauddin Khalji and the early reigning period of Muhammad Tughlaq, there was an increase in the attack of the Delhi Sultanate. Consequently, they had to mobilize a large standing army in Delhi, which posed a huge administrative challenge. So let's talk how Khalji and Tughlaq dealt with Mongol invasion. During Alauddin Khalji's reign, Delhi was attacked twice. He raised a long-standing army. He also constructed a new garrison town named Siri for his soldiers. While Muhammad Tughlaq raised a long-standing army and was confident about the strength of his army, soldiers garrisoned in the oldest of the four cities of Delhi, named Delhi-e-Kuna, after emptying of its residents. The residents were sent to the new capital of Daulatabad in the south. During Alauddin Khalji's rule, soldiers were fed using the produce collected as tax from lands between the Ganga and Yamuna, and the tax was fixed at 50% of the peasants' yield. While Muhammad Tughlaq's rule, produce from the same area was collected as tax for feeding the army, and additional taxes were also levied to meet the expenses of maintaining such a large number of soldiers. This coincided with famine in the area. Alauddin Khalji paid the soldiers in cash rather than iktas. He controlled the prices of goods in Delhi to prevent the merchants from inflating them due to the dependence of the soldiers on them for supplies. While Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he also paid the soldiers in cash. He used a token currency made out of cheap metals, but these coins were not trusted by the people of the 14th century. It could be counterfeited easily, and also people saved their gold and silver coins and paid their taxes using token currency. Dear students, Alauddin Khalji had a successful administration and gained praise from chroniclers for cheap prices and efficient supplies of goods in the market. He withstood the threat of Mongol invasions. And dear students, his measures were defensive, means liked by the people, while Muhammad Tughlaq's administrative methods were a failure. His campaign into Kashmir was a disaster, after which he decided not to invade Transoxiana and disbanded his large army. And his measures were offensive, means his measures were not liked by the people. Let's talk about congregational mosque. Dear student, masjid is an Arabic word for mosque and is the place of worship for Muslims. So in a congregational mosque, Muslims read their prayers in groups. Here congregational means gathering for worship. So it is led by the most learned male called the Imam, who delivers the sermon during the Friday prayer. Muslims stand facing the Makkah during the prayer. In India, it is to the west and this is called Qibla. Let's talk about Ibn Batuta, the 14th century traveler who belonged to Morocco. He explained that chieftains sometimes fortified themselves in mountains, rocky and uneven places, as well as in bamboo groves. The bamboos in India are big and so intertwined that even fire cannot affect them. The chieftains lived inside these and had their cattle and crops also inside these. So water was also available for them in the form of collected rainwater. Hence, it was very tough to subdue them except by strong armies who cut these bamboos on entering these forests. So my dear students, that was all about this chapter. Thank you.